stand her. Can't you move any faster? Her cooking makes me sick.
Can't the weatherman ever get it right?
I really hate politicians.
This is ridiculous. Get out of the way.
I come home from a long day of work and the house is a wreck.
It's called deodorant.
How hard is your job?
Mind your own business.
I'm befriending him on Facebook.
I hate to mow the lawn.
Epic failure.
She stinks at her job. They should just fire her.
I can't believe my kids never listen to me.
My parents never let me do anything. All my friends get to do it.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits.
Hello, my mic on. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Thanks for coming out on a rainy day. When I woke up, I heard it pouring. I was like, Lord, will at least one person show up this morning? So I'm glad to see everybody here. It's very encouraging, and thank you for being in your place. And thank you for this time again. And you saw that video. Did you see that 25 to 30,000 words a day? Can you believe that? Other studies show women, some women might not like this, but women speak 20,000 words a day on average, but the men only speak around 7,000 words a day. And how many men here know what I mean when your spouse or your girlfriend or your friends talk? You know what I'm saying? Like, they ask, how was your day today? If you ask the guy, they're like, oh, it's fine. How's work? Oh, it's good. But if you ask your wife or your spouse, so how was your day? Oh yeah, you know what, it was some traffic going to Walmart, and then when we got to Walmart, I met my friend over there, and then I took the kids here and there. I'm like, okay, get to the point, you know what I mean? Was it good or not? So, a lot of us, that's the words that we speak every day, okay? And I want to get a perspective of how many words we speak in a day. And how many 80s kids we have here? You grew up in the 80s. Sad to say, I'm getting that old now, so I grew up in the 80s. You might remember this right here. Go, Blake, clip two. You guys this might bring back memories for you guys in the 80s.
This one has dramatic scale, perfect precision, page out, plus incredible micro machine, micro place, that police station, fire station, restaurant, service station, and more. Perfect pocket portables to take any place. And there are many miniature places to play with each one comes with its own special position, micro machine vehicle, and fun fantastic features that miraculously move. Raise the voltage at the airport operator, and the gun at the audience, clean your car at the car wash, raise the Aldridge. And these places fit together to form a micro machine world. Micro machine pocket place that's so tremendously tiny, so perfectly precise, so dazzling details, you want to pocket the ball. Micro machines and micro machine pocket place that's told separately from blue. The smaller they are, the better they are.
How many remember that? I grew up, well, I was born in 1980, so when we were like 8, 9, 10 years old, the Micro Machine Man always came up. His name is John Machida, and he holds the Guinness Books of World Records for the fastest talking man. He speaks 500 words a minute. Can you believe that? 500 words a minute. I was thinking about this, I was like, what if Pastor Rocky spoke that fast in his messages? How fast would we be able to go home, you know what I mean? Or if I spoke, we'll probably be done in like 3 minutes, you know what I mean? So, my point is, this is a tough topic, and taming the tongue is the topic, and I mean, let me just ask a quick question. Raise your hand here if you've never ever said anything that was hurtful or bad to anybody. Raise your hand if you can't say that. All right. Jared, you're perfect, man. Congratulations. So Jared raises his hand. But okay, most of the people get in trouble because of their tongue. People have been fired from their job because of their tongue, because of their temper outburst. Relationships have been destroyed because of your tongue, because of the words that you speak. And a lot of friends used to be best friends and now they're enemies just because of words that came out of their mouth. So I want to just get you that kind of perspective. You see in the news, how many people have been committing suicide because of bullying words? People that bully using words, all right? How many can fill in the blank? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never. That's like the biggest lie I've ever heard, okay? Because words do hurt. So when they say sticks and stones will hurt my bones, don't believe that, okay? The tongue is very small, but did you know, I mean, the medical people here will know, the tongue is the strongest muscle in the body. Can you believe that? It's crazy. All right, so thank you, Brian, for reading that text, but I want to read it one more time so you grasp the verses again, and I want to involve you guys in it. So the ladies, you can read the first verse that comes up, the men the second, will alternate, and the last one we'll read it together. All right, ready? Go ahead, ladies. Hold on. All right, go. Not many of you should presume to be teachers, my brothers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly. We all stumble in many ways. Men. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Ladies? All right, men. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasts great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and has been tamed of mankind. You can't read that, sorry. With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse men, who have been made in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth come praise and cursing. My brothers, this should not be. All right, let's all read together this last verse right here. Can the fig tree, my brothers, bear olive berries, either vine and figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Let's all pray real quick. Let's all bow our heads. Lord, thank you for this morning. Thank you for bringing us together here for a purpose. Help us to realize that we're not here to come in and see how good we are for coming to church and feel good about ourselves. We're not here to check the attendance off of our to-do list and feel spiritual, but that we're here to see what the Word has to say about our condition of our heart. That this is our walk-in spiritual clinic, where we walk in because we have symptoms, we have issues, we have problems in life. And we've come to get checked up. We've come to get diagnosed according to your Word, with the hope that we will leave this room with a prescription, we'll leave with an antidote, with a cure that can help us and heal us in our walk with you. Now please plant a seed in our hearts, Lord. May it grow and bear fruit in our lives. Please fill me, Lord, with your Holy Spirit and use me as your vessel to clearly convey your message. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. We all say, amen. All right, let's first get to the definition of what tamed means. All right, when you define tame, well, first of all, if you have your bulletin, I want to encourage you guys to fill it up and keep it with you, put it on your fridge or anything. And after the service, come up to me with your filled up outline, and I'm giving away some Proverbs calendars just for 2016. There's nice verses on there. So the first 10 or first 20 actually who give me the filled up outline, I'll give you one of those. Or you can choose from, I got a prayer group cube. It's like a dice. You roll the dice and it has verses on it. So each day you can roll it and it has a good prayer for you. So come up to me after the service with your filled up outline and I'll give you one of those. All right? All right, so when you define tame, what does it mean? All right? It means changed from a wild or savage state. Imagine your tongue, okay? It's being changed from a wild to a savage state. It's being calm, a calm tongue. It's being subdued. It's being gentle. It's being controlled. Just like this right here, you see here. Isn't that amazing? Tigers being tamed in a circus. Look at them. They're treated like as if they're little babies. All right? That's what they mean from being a savage wild animal to a tamed tongue. That's our goal, is to be tamed like these animals up there, okay, with our tongue, okay? Now, I want you guys to realize the 4 dangers that an untamed tongue can bring, and that'll be on your bulletin. And let me just show you the verse about the first danger is condemns. Your tongue can be used to condemn, okay? The verse says in James 4:11-12, do not speak evil of one another, brethren. He who speaks evil of a brother and judges his brother speaks evil of the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. There is one lawgiver who is able to save and to destroy. Who are you to judge one another? I'm not even talking about just verbally using your tongue. You could use your tongue and put it on words. You could use your tongue and put it on a text. You could use your tongue and put it and show it on Twitter or Facebook. Okay, so don't just say, oh, I don't even talk. I don't say that stuff. How about on your verbal turning into written? So that's what I want you to consider too. So number one, before you judge me, make sure that you're perfect. Okay? So that's why we got to be careful. Okay? Condemning is judging. It could be criticizing. It could be bashing people. It could be bullying people. It could be hating on people. It could be degrading people. It could be demoralizing people. Okay? That's how strong the tongue can be. You ever been a victim of this? You know what I'm saying then. If you've been a victim of someone hating you or bashing you or bullying you, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? So number one, what's the number one danger of the tongue? It condemns, all right? So number two, it corrupts. So this is the 4 C's, so you can remember. Condemns, number two, it corrupts. And I'll show you the next couple of verses on that. We'll go back to this verse in James 3:6. The tongue also is a fire, a roll of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and it's set on fire by hell. Another verse here, another good one right here. Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good and necessary edification, that it may in part be grace to the hearers. All right? When you say corrupt, your tongue can corrupt. How can your tongue corrupt? Okay, this is exploiting, using words that exploit, using words that are fraudulent. If you're a shady kind of person, you like talking and you're really shady, you're like a user, you're like a manipulator. Just for example, how many have ever been a victim of a pyramid scam? I have, actually. I got in one of those in the Philippines when I was growing up in the Philippines. They sweet talk you, they say, oh, you'll make all this money. You can do this, put your money in, you'll earn 3% interest a month. It sounds good and everything. Then in the end, it turns out to be a big scam and they take all your money and they just walk away and you don't even know where it's at. These are the people that use words that sounds too good to be true, but it's probably not. All right? How many here bought something that you probably really didn't need because it was a good salesman? Who knows what I'm talking about, yeah? How about that used car? You got the wrong car. Sorry for the used car salesman. But in another way, a dangerous way your tongue can corrupt is kids at a playground. Kids at a playground who get manipulated by pedophiles, pedophilia, by these child abusers who walk up and say, hey, you want some candy? Come to my car. And then they put them in the car. That's a way your tongue can corrupt people just by using your mouth. How about a foul mouth? If all you do is cuss and talk dirty, talk profane, that's another way your tongue can corrupt. All right? You become this person that's not even really you. You're just trying to fit in. You're trying to be cool, and it corrupts you. That's how the tongue can destroy you. Okay, that's one of the dangers. All right. So number one, what was it? What are the dangers of the tongue? Condemn. Number two, corrupts. The next C right here, it combats. All right. Let me show you the next 4 verses here real quick. Proverbs 18:6. We'll read it quick. A fool's lips walk into a fight, and his mouth invites a beating. James 3:5 says, likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boast. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. Here's another one. You can barely read that. Proverbs 15:1 says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The last verse right here. This is in Proverbs 12:18. Reckless words pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. These are words your tongue can use to start fights and harm others. Feisty kind of people. You fuel the fire with your words. You want a sample? Try to drop an N-word on somebody. Especially someone who's African American. Drop an N-word on them, see how they react. Okay? Drop some F-bombs on your family. See how they react. Alright? On your spouse, you know what buttons to press. You know one single word will just start your spouse to get mad at you and go crazy at you. I'm guilty of that. I know exactly. I got a list of words I shouldn't say ever to my wife anymore. Alright? So these are the kind of words that can fuel a fire and cause harm and danger. Look at this quote right here. Let's read it. 10% of conflicts is due to difference in opinion, but 90% is due to the wrong tone of voice. All right? I'm getting stoned to death up here from the Word of God. All right. How many know if you said it in a nicer way, it probably would have not been a big deal? You know what I'm saying? The tone of voice. All right. Half of my arguments with my wife would probably been eradicated if I used a better tone. All right. When you raise your voice or whatever. All right. So, number one, what's a danger? First C. Condemns. Number two. Corrupts. Number three. Combats. And the last C for the danger of the tongue. It compromises. All right. Look at this verse right here. This is in James 1:26. If anyone considers himself religious and yet does not keep a tight rein on his tongue, he deceives himself and his religion is worthless. I love this verse that Pastor Connor spoke on a couple of weeks ago. Your tongue could be used to live a double standard. Your tongue could be used to be a deceiver. All right? The do what I say, not as I do kind of mentality. Oh yeah, my dad says don't smoke, but then you see him smoking on his lunch break. One of your friends or the people you look up to says, stop sleeping with other people. And then you see him having his own adulterous relationship. Maybe your parents said, hey, why don't you work hard? Stop being lazy. Do something. And then you see him on the couch every day, just sitting there doing nothing. Don't drink and drive, you know, that's dangerous. And then after the party, you see someone drinking and he gets his own DUI arrest. This is how you can compromise yourself just by using your tongue. Okay? You try to say whatever you want to get what you want. Okay? It's kind of like you pretend to be skillful at something and you're bluffing everybody and you don't even know anything about what you're talking about. Or if you have a girlfriend, you say, oh, you know what? I love you to the moon and back. You're so awesome. You're so beautiful. And your whole motive is to get her in bed that night. This is how you can compromise your tongue. All right, this is how it's being a hypocrite, and it's dangerous. Look at this right here. What is the meaning of a hypocrite? It's a person who puts on a false appearance of virtue or religion, a person who acts in contradiction to his or her stated beliefs or feelings. If you can't walk the walk, it's probably best not to talk the talk, like it says up there. Okay? And a hypocrite right here is someone who conveniently forgets their faults to point out someone else's. It's so easy to be a hypocrite. I'll probably be number one at failing at that too. It's so easy. How dangerous is that? Okay? So let's review what are the 4 dangers of our tongue. What is it? Number 1, condemns. Number 2, it corrupts. Number 3, combats. Number 4, it compromises. Thanks for being attentive. So that's the bad news about our tongue, right? But the good news is it doesn't stop there. God has provided a cure. God has provided a remedy. God has provided a solution to our problem with the tongue, okay? And I want you guys to remember the 6 R's, all right? 6 ways to tame the tongue. 6 R's, all right? If you're following the bulletin, it's right there, okay? Number 1, what does it say? Oh, I'm sorry. Recognize only God can tame your tongue. This verse right here says, James 3:7-8, for every kind of beast and bird, and reptile and sea creature can be tamed and has been tamed by mankind, but no human being can tame the tongue. It's a restless evil full of deadly poison. That's part of our text. Next verse here, Psalm 141:3. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Now look at that. Number 1 is recognize that you can't tame your tongue. Stop trying to do it on your own, to control your tongue, because you're just going to fail every time, okay? We need to pray hard every day to God to give us grace to control our tongue. It's not going to be easy. We can't do it on our own. Only God can do it. Don't give up. Stop having excuses like, oh, I have no hope. I was born and raised that way. You know, that's how I've always been. Don't try to find ways to find an excuse. We got to recognize only God can tame our tongue. Okay? Number 1, that's the first R. Number 2, the second R is repair your what? Okay. This is, if you don't get anything today, please understand this point right here. These are very crucial right here. So this verse here says, this is in Matthew 12:34. For whatever is in your heart determines what you say. All right? What if everything you thought of in your heart came out of your words? All right? Imagine that. Everything you think about anybody or somebody, it starts blurting out words and everybody can hear what you're thinking. That's what your heart is. All right? How many here would probably be in jail if you said something to somebody and they heard it? How many here would be fired from your work if you said something about your boss and they heard it? How many here should probably be divorced by now because of the hurtful words or how you bash your own spouse to your other friends? How many here would have family conflict and be in fights with all your family if they heard what you keep thinking in your heart? Or even worse, how many here would be embarrassed to look at each other in the face at your church mates because of the way you talk about them behind your back? You gotta repair your heart. You gotta repair your heart if you want to control your tongue. So number one is what? We gotta recognize. The first R is recognize that only God can tame our tongue. Number two is we gotta do what? All right, here's another good verse here. Ephesians 4:31 and 32. Stop being bitter and angry with us. Read with me, please. Don't yell at one another or curse each other or ever be rude. Forgive one another as quickly and thoroughly as God and Christ forgave you. You gotta get things right with your heart first before you gotta think you're gonna tame your tongue. People you've hurt, what have you done about it? Are you leaving it like that or are you gonna get it right? So you gotta get that right first. Here's another good verse right here. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. You got to commit to your heart and tongue daily to the Lord. Commit it daily to God and say, hey, you know what, Lord, please control my tongue. Please, I commit to you my heart. If you fix my heart, I know it's going to fix my words. All right? And this is really good too. This is in Proverbs 21:23. The one, can we all read this together? The one who guards his mouth and his tongue keeps his life from troubles. I challenge you guys to print this out or do whatever. Recite this verse. Put it on your fridge or your mirror when you look in the mirror in the morning. It's a great verse to get you right on track. If you guard your mouth, it keeps your tongue from life's troubles. Okay? And last verse here on repairing your heart. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Okay, so let's review. What is the first R that we got to remember to tame the tongue? Recognize that only God can tame our tongue. Number two, we got to do what? Repair the heart. Number three is we got to reflect before you speak. Okay? Reflect means to ponder. Reflect means to deliberate before you speak. Reflect means to think before you speak. And I love this acronym here that, this verse says first, whatsoever is true, whatsoever is noble, whatsoever is right, whatsoever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This is in Philippians 4:8. And this is what I love here, what you guys can do before you speak. Think before you speak. It may sound familiar, but I want to challenge you to apply this, okay? Is it true, what I'm about to say, okay? Okay, good, it's true. Is it helpful, though, that you want to say this, okay? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? If it doesn't pass all five of those, don't even say it. You know what I'm saying? Keep that mentality. Think before you speak, all right? Because it may be true, but it might not be helpful. It may be true, but it might not be necessary to say. It may be true, but it might not be kind. Okay? Another good test is, what would Jesus do? Would he say it? If Jesus would say it, then you're probably pretty good. You could probably say it. Alright? Or you could say, try saying it to God first. Hey God, blah, blah, blah. If you feel good about it and you think you didn't sin by doing that, then it's cool. That probably passes the test. So everybody, think before you what? Speak, okay? This is a very, very good verse here. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. Proverbs 17:28. My wife always tells me this, less talk, less mistakes. All right? That's the verse, less talk, less mistakes. Sometimes you just talk too much and you ended up self-incriminating yourself. You know, I encourage you guys, less talk, less mistake, less fights. Don't be a fool and take the fifth. You know how they take the fifth in court? They don't want to incriminate themselves, okay? And here's another quote right here, I love this. Read it. Be sure to taste your words before you spit them out. It's kind of like chewing gum, all right? When you guys chew gum, do you put it in your mouth and you spit it out right away? Or you chew on it first, right? You taste it. You want to relish the flavor and everything. Before you spit it out, you're done, right? That's how God wants us to be with our mouth. Be sure you taste your words first, then you do the thinking part. If it passes that test, then you can say it. Then you can spit it out, okay? So let's read. The first R is what? Recognize only God can tame. Number 2? Prepare your heart. Number 3? Think before you speak, all right? Number 4? Respect everyone. The Bible says right here, Titus 3:2 says that. To speak evil of no one, to be peaceable, to be gentle, showing all humility to all men. That's key, all right? If you want to control your tongue, you want to tame your tongue, if you respect somebody, you won't talk bad about somebody. Think of them as they're very important to Christ, all right? God created this person, all right? You got to value them. You got to appreciate them, okay? This is huge. I mean, you got to understand people's background first. You got to understand people's circumstances first before you just cast judgment and say, oh, this person, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you want to make fun of somebody for wearing the same clothes all the time every Sunday or at your school. Oh, those are old clothes. He always wears these same shoes. Oh, what a cell phone. That's so outdated. But then you forget, you don't even know and understand that his mother has three jobs. She's a single mother. Her husband left her. She has 4 kids. She's trying to put food on the table. That's why they wear the same clothes. That's why they got the old cell phone. If you knew that the trouble she went through, would you still make fun of that person? You might make fun of people for being overweight or something. For being obese or whatever. But you don't understand they might have a health issue. Do you know that there's a couple diagnoses, those of you in the medical field will know. Hypothyroidism. If you have a bad thyroid, it can cause you to gain weight. There's another one called Cushing's syndrome. If you got Cushing's syndrome, it'll cause you to gain overweight. If you knew they had that disease, would you still make fun of their weight? If you see somebody who's snobby, who never smiles, they're so quiet, and you're like, man, what's wrong with this person? She didn't even say hi to me. She didn't even greet me. But if you understood first, she was molested and raped when she was a kid. She has a fear of socializing with people now. Would that change your mindset of making fun of that person or talking bad about that person? Maybe that's the reason why they can't say hi to anybody. That's the reason why they don't like socializing. They fear, they got phobia. Or you might see somebody who's arrogant. You might see somebody who thinks they're all that. All they do is talk about themselves. And you're like, oh, this person is, I'm so sick of this person. But maybe that person never got the attention at home that they deserved. Maybe their parents never loved them. That's why they're trying to get attention in public by being arrogant. So you got to understand and consider the background before you start talking, okay? Someone's really shy, someone's really quiet, and you don't like that person because they're so shy and quiet and reserved. Maybe they got verbally abused growing up. Maybe they got physically abused growing up. See, if you respect that person, you think they're important to God, you value that, it's going to change your mindset. This is big too. So those number 1, recognize God can only tame your tongue. Number 2, prepare your heart. Number 3, reflecting before you speak, please. Number 4, please respect everyone. Number 5, this is big. I know. This is tough. Most of the Filipinos know what I'm talking about. Filipinos love the juicy chismis, you know what I'm saying? We love the kwentuhan. We got nothing else to do but talk about others, right? We gotta stop blaming our culture, all right? We gotta stop blaming and have these excuses. Oh, we're just joking. That's what you're doing. You're giving others strife. All right? Let's all try to read this. This is challenging. There are... Good. Look at that, okay? Every time you start talking about somebody, do you know the other side of the story? Do you know it yet? Okay? Do you know why? What's going on? Have you heard? In court, they don't deem somebody guilty unless they prove they're guilty, right? They're innocent until proven guilty. Okay? Let me read you 4 good verses really quick on gossiping. This is Proverbs. We'll run through it. Proverbs 18:8. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. Okay? Proverbs 20:19. A gossip betrays a confidence, so avoid anyone who talks too much. Hello. Proverbs 16:28. Gossip is spread by wicked people. They stir up troubles and they break up friendships. How many people have lost friends because of that? And lastly here, without wood, a fire goes out. Without gossip, a quarrel dies down. Okay? I love this quote right here. Let's read it. Don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. See what I mean? That's why they're behind you. That's all they do. So don't look back, just keep looking forward. Don't worry about that. Okay? So let's review. The first R is what? Recognize. Only God can tame your tongue. Prepare your heart. Number 2. Number 3. Reflect. Think before you speak, please. Number 4. RESPECT. Number 5. Refuse to gossip. Don't even try to entertain it. Alright? You hear someone talking about somebody, change the topic, move away, do something. Because once you start entertaining it, you're going to end up being a culprit. Okay? And number 6, the 6 R is what? Repeat being positive. Practice. In other words, repeat. Okay? You got to make it a habit. You got to start. Some people say 21 days straight, you do something, it becomes a habit. Okay? You got to monitor yourself. How many positive things are you saying versus your negative stuff? Alright? Your goal is to be more positive than to be negative. Your goal is to outweigh it overwhelmingly over the negative. Alright? Repetition is the key. Repetition. You got to do reps. Practice makes what? Perfect. Okay? If you don't practice it, it's not going to happen. So, I put there a little acronym to help you. How do I practice it? How do I practice it with my tongue? How do I practice being positive? Okay? Well, we'll look here. Alright? Let's look at this verse first. Colossians 4:6 says, let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Alright? So, miscue, the word miscue, if you have your bulletin, letter M. Alright? It stands, how do you be positive? You know what? Let's start to motivate people. Be a motivator. Give someone an incentive and make them interested in doing something. Like, for example, you motivated her to get up early and cook breakfast, saying, you can do it. Say to somebody, hey, you can do it. Alright, so that's M. The I stands for inspire. Okay? Hey, you're great at what you do. Be a role model. Let people look up to you and say, hey, I want to follow that person. That's inspiring people. Okay, that's how you can be positive. Get rid of that bad tongue and tame it. This is how you can tame it if you want to know how to tame it. M is what? Motivate. I is what? Oh, S now is strengthen. Hey, let me help you out. Hey, you need some help? Come on. Let me take you out for lunch. Alright? You see someone depressed or something? Lift them up, strengthen them. Hey, come with me. I'll be your friend. All right, that's miss, M-I-S. Let's go to C. C is comfort, okay? Just look at those pictures. Can you do that to someone, please, and be positive? Hey, everything's gonna be all right. I got your back. Hey, I'll pray for you. Don't worry. Hey, I'm here for you if you need anything. Can we do that instead of gossiping? Can we do that instead of disrespecting? Can we do that instead of condemning somebody, please? And you is what? Uplift. So you got to motivate. Let's motivate. Let's inspire. Let's strengthen people. Let's comfort people. Let's uplift people. This is building each other up. This is helping each other. This is teamwork. All right? Blake, can you hit number 3, please? Check this out. This is in the military. Military people, you probably know that. Those are rangers. Those are military rangers that are doing the Ranger Wall Boot Camp Challenge. And that is the epitome of being positive in all ways. They were motivating each other, they were inspiring each other, they were strengthening each other, they were comforting each other, and they were uplifting each other. It says they're strong people don't put others down, they lift them up. It says there is no exercise better for the heart than reaching down and lifting people up. That's by John Holmes. And our last letter is E. What does E stand for? Encourage. Great job. You're so good at what you do. I'm proud of you. Go for it. You can do it. Go for it. This is how you can encourage somebody. You're improving someone's spirit by giving them hope or confidence. It's like you're encouraging them to apply for a better job. Encouraging them to go to church. Hey, you got problems? Come on, come with me to church. Alright, so that's MISCU. What does MISCU stand for? Motivate, inspire, strengthen each other, comfort each other, uplift each other, encourage. So you can think before you speak, then apply the MISCU. Alright? You got the 4 dangers. The 4 dangers is what? It corrupts. The tongue corrupts. The tongue, the tongue condemns, then it corrupts. Then it compromises. What's that other C I keep forgetting? What? Yeah, it combats. It fights. But God has provided a cure. All right? God has given us a way. The 6 R's we got to recognize. All right? Blake, can you hit that last slide, please, before we close?
You don't have value.
A kid said I was too short to play.
Hasn't she got the skinniest legs you've ever seen in your life?
It was told me, hey, you have 2 left hands and you're never going to be able to do anything with handiwork.
A lot of people would call me like Rupa the Poopa.
Too slow. That was when I was in the restaurant business.
What kind of parent I am?
I had a friend in 1st grade who called me fat.
It was unbearable.
And I remember it so wounded me, and I let it define me in the back of my mind.
It did affect me over the years. It's pretty hard.
It made me really sad.
It hurt my feelings.
That kind of hurt me mainly because she was my friend. It was so hard to hear that. I mean, it broke my heart.
You gotta give people a lot of grace.
So you want to put more thought into when you're talking to people, like this person is important to Christ, or I could help this person come closer to Christ.
To ask for God's help.
Not to say mean things to others, and because that's not what Jesus would do, and to make sure what I say reflects who he is.
His words rejuvenate. They bring life. They bring energy. They bring power.
So you want to use your words to inspire and to really bring people closer, because words have amazing power.
Before I close here, I want to challenge all of you guys to commit to tame your tongue now. Okay? How long are we going to wait? Are we going to keep doing damage with our tongue? Let's all follow the 6 R's, Lord. What is it? Recognize. Only God can tame your tongue. Prepare your heart. Reflect. Think before you speak. Respect everyone. Refuse to gossip or listen to it. Repeat, being positive. Can we all try that, please? This is a crucial time. If you guys don't have to leave, please don't leave. As the music comes up, let's all bow our heads, please. Heads bowed, eyes closed, please. I want to challenge you guys, please examine your life, please. Everybody, just think about the words that you speak. Ask yourself, are you speaking words that condemn? Are you judging people? Are you criticizing people? Are you corrupting people with your words? Are you manipulating people? No one looking around. Speak to yourself with God. Are your words Are you fighting with your words? Are you arguing? Are you hurting people with your words? Are you compromising? Are you a deceiver? Are you a pretender? Are you a hypocrite? Commit to the Lord. It's about time, guys. It's about time to recognize only God can tame your tongue. Commit to repair your heart and get things right with God and with others that you have offended. Remember, whatever's in your heart is going to come out of your mouth. It's time to start thinking before you speak. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? If it's kind, if it's not, don't say it. Less talk, less mistakes. If you can just respect everybody, understand where they came from. They're important to Christ. You don't know what they've been through. Would that change the way you talk about people? Would that change the way you say something to somebody? I want you to commit to never gossip and never entertain it or listen to it. It's about time you finally do something about it. Commit to practicing and speaking positive words that motivate, that inspire, that strengthen, that comfort, that uplift, that encourage. When will we finally do something about this? Make that commitment now to God, as well as sings, Lord. I want you to pray while Wella sings.
Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God.
room. You know if you're guilty of it. Get it right. Don't leave this room the same way you came in. Or even at your seat, do business with God. Start thinking before you speak. When are you going to start motivating people, inspiring people? When are you going to start strengthening people instead of tearing them down? Our heads bowed and eyes closed. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for your word. Thank you that it shows us how wicked and untamed our tongue can easily be. Please forgive us, Lord. Please forgive us for using our tongue in the wrong way, for using it to condemn people, for using it to corrupt people, for using it to combat with people, Lord, and for using it to compromise our faith and compromise ourselves with people. Please change and repair our hearts, oh God, change it. Help us, Lord, on this journey to finally allow you to tame and control our tongue, that we may use it to bring glory to you, and that we may think before we speak, that we may respect everyone and everybody, and never to gossip or entertain gossip. That we may come out of this service speaking only positive words, speaking only words to motivate people, to inspire people, to strengthen, to comfort, to uplift, and to encourage. Thank you, Lord, for changing our hearts. Now may we live it out, not just on Sundays, Lord, but every day that we live. We ask all these things. In Jesus' name we pray, and all those people say. Let's stand and sing one more time. If you filled up your bulletin, first 20 people, I'll give this out to you guys. Thank you so much. Praise God.
You may be seated. We are just about to pray for the offering. Let's give Alvin a hand clap. Just want to